Hey friends, happy Wellness Wednesday. I know I've been gone for a long time. It's been quite a while, I think, since my last video upload. And those of you who know me know why. You know that from probably late July, early August, all the way through November, really, is a hugely busy time for us at work. We have our diocesan congress the second weekend of October, and all the months before that, pretty much all summer, is spent to get that event ready, do the planning and communication with all the vendors, and just so much happening that my every waking moment is devoted to that event. And then once it's over, I spend the rest of October and a good piece of November dealing with the aftermath, putting away stuff, packing stuff away, um, doing the financial report, which is always the hardest and most difficult thing, and then getting ready, starting right away to plan for the next year. So we're already in throes of planning 2023's event. And so during that time, I'm just busy. Like I don't have any time. When I do have time, I come home and I would just sleep because I'd be so tired and stressed from that particular event, especially this year, first time doing it after 2 years of hiatus due to the pandemic. So it was just very stressful. And so I didn't really leave time for a lot of stuff for myself during that period, especially because my birthday fell on Congress like that Saturday. And so it was, I don't know, it was just a bit of a difficult time, very stressful. And so during that time, I was really looking at a lot of different things, but especially I was looking a lot at the topic of productivity. I realized that many of the days that I came home from work, I was so exhausted. I would literally put on my pajamas and go to bed, and I would forget to eat dinner, and I'd have to get up and take my medication, my evening medication, and then eat something, and then go back to bed because I was just exhausted. I was physically exhausted. I was mentally exhausted. And then I let all sorts of things go. It was like have no clean clothes. My dishes are piling up in the sink. My apartment is a mess because I just didn't have time to deal with all of that. And so I'm thinking like, how can I create systems in my life that routines that would keep me going so that when I get really busy, I'm not losing out on all these things, especially having clean clothes and clean dishes and not eating out every night because I don't want to go home and dirty more dishes or I don't even have any clean pans left or whatever. How can I get my life in control? So I started listening to podcasts and watching YouTube videos and TikToks and reading articles and books all around productivity. How can we be productive? How can I be more productive with my time and not spend so much time sleeping and Netflixing, but actually doing stuff that needs to get done, even though I'm exhausted? And so many, many podcasts and many, many videos and many, many reading article times later, on the day after Thanksgiving, I was driving. I had to take a drive from my sister's house to a parish that was about 45 minutes away to drop something off. And I thought, oh, it's going to be nice and nice. It was a beautiful morning. It was all sunny. I knew it was going to be an easy drive because it was, wide open road, out in the middle of nowhere kind of thing. And so I was like, this is going to be a nice, relaxing drive. All I have to do is drive there, drop off these books, and then drive back to my sister's. And it was, yeah, I don't know. I was looking forward to it. I love that time. So I had found a new podcast. Called It's About Time on time management. And I thought, oh, I'm going to listen to one of those so I can get my act together so that after this holiday weekend, I go home and start putting things together, like getting myself back on some type of track. And so I get into my car and I'm flipping through, different ones. And I found this one about building routines and systems, stuff like that. And where she was, the host was interviewing someone about that. And so I'm listening to it along the way, and she said something that just lit up my face. And I decided this is where I need to focus for the next few weeks. And the statement that she made were systems are self care. And she's talking about building up some systems. I was talking about routine, like have a morning routine, a night routine that you do all the time so that the little things that you need to get done get done. And she was saying that really when you put together a system that works for you, that is self-care because it takes away anxiety, and it can help you to get things done in a shorter amount of time so that you're relieved like from what you've done. And so I was thinking about that. Another thing she said during that was that, um, or maybe it was on a previous podcast from her. It's About Time is the name of the podcast. Great one. I've been enjoying it. But somewhere along the way, I know that they talked about the fact that productivity isn't about making a list of what you have to do and checking it off, because you could do a million things, but if they don't have an effect on your life or on what you're trying to accomplish, then that's not really productive. So let's say I have a list of 15 things and only 5 of them are really toward something I really need to do, I want to do, and that is something that's going to make my life, make things move forward in my life. And the rest of them are just kind of little flitty things that I think I should be doing, but don't really need to do. Then that's not productivity, getting 15 things done just because there's 15 things. It needs to be things that are going to be important to what you're heading towards, or that. So when you create your systems to be productive, it's got to be something that applies to your life that's going to make sense for you. And I know Kendra Adachi talks about similar things in her podcast and her book, The Lazy Genius, where she talks about how when you create a systems to do things, it's about being a genius about the things that matter and lazy about the things that don't. And so it's really thinking about what is it that you want, like what's your ultimate goal, and then figuring out the systems to get there. And then this other podcaster, again, her thought was, when you can create those kinds of systems that get you where you want to go in a way that's not stressful, that doesn't induce anxiety, then that's true self-care, because you're doing what you want to do, you're getting the result, but you're not stressing over it. So I started putting more thought into it, and actually I had planned on recording that weekend, recording my first video back, but I realized I was still fleshing all this stuff out for myself. So I thought back to the system that I've really been trying to do lately in the last month and a half or so, and that is coming up with a night routine. Normally, sadly, when I was through all those months where I was exhausted, I was either falling asleep on the couch with the TV on, or I was falling asleep in bed, but with YouTube videos on. And so it was like I'd go to bed at 8:30 because I'm tired or my back hurts or whatever. I go lie down, I put on a YouTube video on my tablet and stand it up there and think I'm just going to watch this for a while. Next thing I know, it's, midnight, and I'm waking up going, oh, I just fell asleep, and I turn things off, turn over, and go right back to sleep. So I really didn't have a night routine. So the last month or so, even a little before that, I've been trying to do some kind of night routine, like create, make sure the dishes are in the kitchen at least, if not washed. Any clothes are off the floor, things like that. So I've decided to take on this thing of, okay, I'm going to develop a system that's going to be meant for my own self-care, that's going to be helpful for me. But I got to take this, lazy genius way to think, what is it that's important to me right now? And I realized one of the things that I've been striving for is I've been wanting to leave the house in the morning on time, which is really hard for me. I'm not a morning person. So I've been wanting to leave the house on time, but also feeling together. I hate that feeling of running out the door. And as I'm running down to go to my car, thinking, wait, did I bring this? Do I have that? Oh, today is choir practice. Did I bring the book I need? Or, today I have that appointment. Did I prepare what I need for that meeting or for that appointment? I hate that feeling. And so I thought that's what I'm going to focus on first. So I've been doing this for a while, where I'm making Sunday night my night to repack my purse, repack my book bag, make sure I have what I need. I have tissues, I have, lipstick and face powder. I have hand sanitizer, my glasses, my reading glasses, anything that I'm going to need for the week. Because normally when I go to mass on Sunday, or if I do something on Saturday, I take everything out of my book bag and throw what I need in a purse, use the purse. But then during the week when I go to work, I like to just have my big tote bag that has everything in it, so I'm not carrying a bunch of different bags. So I've made Sunday night the night to think, okay, is my bag packed? Let me look at the calendar. What's on my meeting, my list for tomorrow? What meetings do I have? Is everything I need prepared for that? So I'm not rushing in the morning. Do I have to take a different medication? Because there's some medications I only do once a week, some that I do every day. Okay, do I need to remember to take that before I leave? Are there any phone calls I need to make? Sometimes I need to call my doctor, or I need to make an appointment or whatever. I kind of try and think those things in my mind on Sunday and look ahead to the week. And then I feel better leaving in the morning because I know everything's in my bag already. I'm not running around looking for the last minute thing that I need to shove in there. And so that has been working for me. So now I've been adjusting again and now trying to do that every night. So right now as I'm recording this, it's 9:20 at night. So this is a time where I'm kind of lying on the couch, relaxing, watching TV, whatever. And I'm going to look on my calendar on my cell phone to see that tomorrow I have a lot going on. I have an 8:45 meeting. I have a 9:30 meeting. There's a 12 o'clock session that, not mine, but I should sit in on Connected. I have a 2 o'clock meeting. Don't have anything in the evening. So that's always a breather. I'm thinking, okay, I don't have anything at night that I have to prepare for, but I do have 2 meetings in the morning. I already know the first thing that's prepared, what I need for that meeting is prepared. For the second meeting, that's pretty much done. And for the last meeting, I do have to do a couple of things, but I can put that kind of on my to-do list. So this is what I do at night. Kind of look at my next day, what's going on. Okay, do I need anything specific? Well, I do need to dress nicely because I will have in-person meetings. One of those meetings is Zoom, but the other two are in person. So gonna make sure that I look, professional in the morning. My hair is done, my makeup's done, I have jewelry, that whole thing. So I'm going through this process at night. And I know you're thinking that's just a night routine. That's not self-care. But again, it is for me because then in the morning I feel more relaxed. When I look at the clock and I wake up and I see that it's 6:30, I'm already thinking in my head, okay, great. I already know this is what I want to wear. Okay, I think I checked last night that I have clean tights or clean, blouse that I want to go with that skirt or whatever. I'm thinking things through beforehand so that when I wake up in the morning, I already have that intention. I know what I'm doing. I know that, this morning I'm going to have a meeting first thing, so I'm going to make coffee at home while I'm taking my medication. I'll turn on my Keurig and make sure that's going so that I can make coffee and then take it with me. So when I get to work, I'm ready to just sit down, grab what I need for the first meeting, and go. And I'm ready. So that's been kind of what I've been doing a lot of reflecting on right now is what does productivity mean to me, and how can the systems I create bring on that self-care moment for me? Bring on those moments where I can say, okay, this is what matters to me right now. Let me figure out a way to get myself there so that in the mornings, I am not a stress ball. I'm not running around in circles with my cat looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm running back and forth. I'm creating that system. And hopefully, I'll be able to keep that up for a little bit longer. I'm working on that through the month of December. So that maybe in the new year, I will start with another different kind of routine or new system that I can start for the mornings and then kind of bookend my day so that I feel a lot more confident and a lot more ready to face my day. Especially if you're like me and not a morning person, that can be a huge relief. So just some pointers for you. I'm going to put in the description of this video. I will put the links to the 2 podcasts that I've really been learning a lot from, and that is Lazy Genius and It's About Time. Both of them are current. Both of them have a lot of back episodes, and so I've been looking back at different topics that relate to what I'm working on, and that's been really nice because it's not just hearing what comes up, but I'm looking back to things that will really help me. And hopefully that can give you a little bit of inspiration and a way to begin some different things for this Advent. Hope that's been helpful. I don't know what's going to come next week. I don't know what's going to come, and for the rest of the month, but the Lord is going to provide and is going to inspire me with some different things to share with you. And I hope to be able to keep this going. In the meantime, take good care of yourself. Good night.